How much do you earn as a household right now?
2 lakh a month.
So what is the total amount of personal loans that you have,
The total amount is around 22 lakhs.
and what is the EMI that you're contributing now every month?
It is coming around 1 lakh 35,000 something. Actually, because of some business emergencies and all, my father have taken the loans from relatives. So that is now around of 10 to 15 lakhs.
You're earning 2 lakhs a month and you're
Yes.
spending about 1.35 lakhs and just paying back EMIs.
That is only EMIs, and the expenses are just
Beyond that. Hello everyone and welcome back to one more episode of Moneywise, and today I have been joined by Ayush. Ayush, thank you so much for being on the show. Can you tell me where are you from and what do you do?
Thank you then for having me here. I am Ayush Gupta and I am from Gurgaon. I am working in Gurgaon right now, and basically I am from Madhya Pradesh. And yes, I am working as an IT professional in Gurgaon itself.
And Ayush, the house that you're living in, is that something you own, something that you rent? Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, house I am living here is on rent, and yes, I am living with my wife and my younger brother, with a 1.5-year kid.
1.5-year-old
One
kid.
and a half year.
Superb. And how much do you earn as a household right now?
As a total, like we are earning around 2 lakh a month.
And does that include, is that the in-hand income or is
Yeah,
tax
that is an
deductible?
in-hand income.
In-hand income, understood. And do you have a second income? Do you get any kind of a bonus as well on top of this?
Yes, bonus component is a separate one, which I'll get every year at once.
Every year? And what is usually the bonus amount, or what do you expect the bonus amount to be this year? And when do you get it?
Okay, it would be around 3 lakh 20,000 something, and I would be getting it in next month, probably in 2 months. Next 2.
Got it, great. So you earn 2 lakhs as fixed income as a household, and you earn about 26,000 in addition to that as bonus, if we average that out over 12 months. Great, superb. So Ayush, you're earning 2.25 lakhs roughly every month. Then can you take me through your big expenses? So you say you're renting. So what is the rent that you pay and what are the other big expenses?
So the rent which I am paying over here is like 20,000 a month, which excludes the electricity and the gas, the utility bills which I am having. So that is excluding that.
So rent becomes 20,000. Then what about the other major expenses? You have shared your expense sheet with me, so we'll flash the utility and other smaller expenses. Are there any other big expenses that you incur on a recurring monthly basis outside of this?
Outside of this, like I have few loans going on apart from this. So majorly my expense are on the personal loans, and also there is one life insurance which is going on for me. So major of my expenses are into this.
Understood. So what is the total amount of personal loans that you have, and what is the EMI that you're contributing now every month?
So the sum of them, I would say it is coming around 1 lakh 35,000 something.
Okay, the EMIs, okay. And the total amount owed across these different personal loans that you have taken?
The total amount is around 22 lakhs.
22 lakhs, okay. And what is the interest rate on these various loans, and how many loans are these, so that we can figure out, how we can go about tackling this?
Okay, so my one of the personal loan that is with HDFC, interest which I am paying over there is 10.25, and one is with IDFC, that is the maximum which I am having with 11%, and then the other one is with ICICI, that is again 10.25%.
And cumulatively, you said you're paying about 1.35 lakhs in EMI for these personal loans.
Yes.
Correct? Are finishing the personal loans a big priority? Is that something that causes a lot of anxiety? Because it's a large amount, right? You're earning...
Yes, that is giving me a biggest anxiety every day. That every day every month my salary is getting credited, and then by 5th or 6th of every month it is getting vanished, most probably.
Correct, because look, outside the bonus you're earning 2 lakhs a month. That is what hits your account every single month, and you're spending about 1.35 lakhs and just paying back EMIs.
Yes, that is only EMIs, and the expenses are just
beyond that. Correct. That must be very stress inducing. I can imagine that, and we'll figure out how we can potentially go about prepaying these loans, what strategies to adopt. You mentioned you have a home loan as well. So where is this house? What is the EMI for it? And is it a part of the 1.35 that you shared?
Yes, that is a part of 1.35 which I have shared, and that is in MP itself. And the interest rate that is 8.9%, and the EMI amount is going around 12,700. But that is again including in the 1,35,000.
Okay. And what is the home loan amount? I'm guessing around 14-15 lakhs if your EMI
Yes, it is around 14 lakh 30,000 something.
Okay, got it. So you have personal loans of about 1.2 lakhs EMI that is going out every month. Can you quickly tell me when these three loans end? So the HDFC, the ICICI, the IDFC loan, what are the current maturity dates?
ICICI is getting over by January 26, and by October 26, my HDFC loan will get over. And then my IDFC, the last day will be Feb 2028. I got this loan for 13%. And then recently when I called them to foreclose it, so they just suggested me to that we will revise this loan, and then we will give you the best rate as 11%. But then the condition what they put is that you will not be able to foreclose the loan because there is no part payment kind of thing in IDFC, so we cannot do the part payment. The only thing is we can do the foreclosure. So when they reduce the percentage, so what they said is that you will not be able to foreclose the loan until 12 EMIs. So until next year June, I will not be able to foreclose it too. So yes, that I need to run for the next June.
Understood. So here's a summary of the various personal loans that you have. Okay. Yep. The total amount that you owe here is about 26-27 lakhs. And the total EMI going out is 1.22 lakhs.
Yes,
and this is when they mature, and you can basically prepay and foreclose HDFC and ICICI's personal loans. IDFC you can do so after July 2026. So roughly about after 8 to 10 months.
Yes, correct.
Now in this case, look, there are two methods that you can use when you want to finish off a home loan as soon as possible. There are two popular methods. One is called as a snowballing method and the other is the avalanche method. Now, in the snowball method, you basically tackle the smallest loan that is the easiest to close first. So you tackle the smallest outstanding amount. So in this case, it would be the IDFC loan, but we can't touch it till July 2026. So the next loan that we can pay back is the ICICI loan. Correct? Because that's the next biggest loan.
Yes.
In the avalanche method, you tackle the loan that has the highest interest first. Because if you think about it, the higher the interest, the more money that you have to pay. Correct? Over that entire period of time. The more the outflow.
Okay.
Now again in this case, IDFC has the highest interest rate, but we can't touch it till February 2028. And in that case, then both HDFC and ICICI have the same interest rate. So it doesn't matter much which one we tackle first. You may argue that, okay, October 2026 is more in the future, so that should be finished off first. But what we can do here is, I feel, the ICICI loan is the smallest loan that you have of 8.2 lakhs.
Yes.
So let's see if we can try to finish that sooner and even foreclose the loan, right? Because that's ideal. If you can say finish off these loans in the next 1 or 2 years, 3 years maybe. So can you tell me what your existing investments are so we can see if some of that money can be used to prepay loans?
Okay. So in PPF, I am having investment. I think that is around 4 lakh, but that we cannot withdraw for now. In mutual fund, I am having total of 3.3 lakh something.
Okay.
Until now, which is with 15,000 of monthly SIP I am doing. And in stock, I am having around 6 lakhs. 6.3 lakhs in stock. So that is there, and there is one life insurance policy which is going on for me. So if I'll tell you, like in that life insurance, till now I have paid 3,90,000. And like if you could suggest if I can just maybe left it over right until now, so my surrender value which I'll be getting from this will be 1,90,000 something, which I checked back with them. So that I'll get if I'll surrender it right now. And apart from this, in NPS I am investing 50,000. So that I think the total amount which I have invested in the previous year, that is my first NPS. And in saving account, I am having around 4,50,000 as of now.
Okay. Okay, got it.
And I have the real estate investments. So
Okay.
total of I think 32 lakhs of real estate investments I have. 32 lakh 50,000.
Okay.
Out of which like 19 lakh. That includes 19 lakh. That is for the home loan which is going on for my flat.
Okay. Okay.
And then there is one more bigger investment, that is 17 lakh 50,000. Which might got free by February next year.
Okay.
So
Got it.
for that, I would be getting around 20 lakhs.
So you're saying when it will be free, you essentially mean that you're planning to sell that second real estate investment and you'll get 20 lakhs?
I can if maybe that would help in paying off the loans and all. So I can, but yeah, that would be how we will go.
Got it. And the 20 lakhs, is that money that you've accounted after capital gains tax, after all fees, everything else?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so 20 lakhs in profit. Okay, that is super. Okay, so this makes things a lot more clearer.
Actually, because of some business emergencies and all, my father have taken the loans from relatives. So that is now around of 10 to 15 lakhs.
Okay.
So that I just want to lower the load from his head. So maybe in 5 to 6 months I will be, if any possibility, if I can take from the investment, if I can take 3 to 4 lakhs or 2 lakhs in 6 months or 3 lakhs in 6 months, or maybe if by any chance any earlier, if I can pay off that loan also.
Do you think Ayush you can pay that loan back after 1 year exactly, or after 10 months, next August, next July?
No,
That has
because
to be
then
paid.
That can take time, but like we can take time on paying that loan, because I think that much interest is not going there. Like mostly we are giving the principal on those loans. So likewise, like whatever you will suggest, we can.
So let's do one thing, right? I have a feeling you want to pay that loan sooner and not a year later.
Yes.
You want to
Yes.
pay that as soon as
Yeah,
you
that is
can.
what I
Yeah. Let me share my screen, Ayush, and let me create a quick outflow sheet here, right? Where we have everything properly set up. So you have 8.2 lakhs ICICI personal loan. This is how it has been funded. So now what you have left here is 2.5 lakhs in mutual funds, and you have about 4 lakhs in savings account. Yeah, after this. Then 11.8 lakhs HDFC loan. This is getting paid through house sale of 20 lakhs. What is left in the house sale then is about 8 lakhs. Then from this part, which is, let's say, September 2024, this happens in March 2024. October, November, December, January, February, March, 6 months, or rather 7 months from October, you save an additional this 50,000 per month. So 3.5 lakhs extra now at this stage.
Correct.
So now here you have this 3.5, right? So you're now 6 lakhs in mutual funds.
Okay.
Okay. And 4 lakhs in your savings account.
Okay.
Now ICICI personal loan and HDFC personal loan are done. Then you have 15 lakh family loan. Out of this, 3.5 lakhs from here that you have been saving, that gets paid, plus 8 lakhs from real estate.
Okay.
So now what is left is 0 in real estate, and you have 2.5, the same thing, right? This equation. This is there.
Okay.
This is all in March 2025. What is left here is now 3 lakhs for the family loan. So from April to June, April, May, June, you have saved up 3.6 lakhs. Yeah, because now you're saving 1.2 lakhs per month.
Yes.
So here now this gets entire amount used to pay back family loan. Now what is left is the IDFC loan of 6.78. Correct?
Yes.
And what you have in your savings is basically this again. Got it?
Yes.
And this is June 2024.
Okay.
Now here, this is essentially a 5-month SIP of 6.78 lakhs. Correct?
Okay.
Because you're saving 1.2 lakhs per month. So in about 5.5 months or 6 months, this entire amount gets paid back. Correct?
Okay.
This money. So By the end of 2024, all your loans are cleared. Everything.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes. And is it good to invest this 1.2 lakhs for 3 to 4 months, because we cannot really say that the market will behave good? That
We won't invest that in the stock market. We'll invest that in bond funds, which are not connected to the stock market. So even if the stock market goes down 30%, your bonds are going to be safe. Good bond funds.
Okay, fine then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's going to happen, Ayush, is that by June next year, you've finished off all loans except for the IDFC loan, which is about 6.7 lakhs worth.
Yes.
That's the outstanding amount. And you have reduced by then a little, right? Because you're paying the EMI. But let's say it stays constant for convenience sake. So from June or July 2025 till the end of that year, because you're doing a 1.2 lakh SIP, you've now accumulated money to even pay back the IDFC loan. So that also gets closed.
Correct.
So come the end of 2024, now you have zero outstanding loans and you're starting from a fresh slate. You have about 2.5-3 lakhs invested in your portfolio. You have a 4 lakh emergency fund that stays intact, and now you have the ability to invest 1.3 lakhs per month.
Yes.
Which can then allow you to fund various purchases that you want in life, the various other goals that you have.
Okay.
So can you tell me what are these goals so that we can just check out once how we can again tackle the various goals that you have?
Okay, sure. So the first and maybe the nearest goal will be to buy a car. So maybe in near next year probably I am just planning to buy a car, and then my next goal will be maybe in 2 or 3 years. My brother's wedding will be coming, so for that I would like to save around 12 lakhs. Any which ways, my brother is also doing an SIP of around 10,000, 12,000 a month. So I think half of amount we will be getting from that SIP amount, and then half I would manage. So I think around 6 lakhs I would be needing after 2 to 3 years. And again, for my third goal will be to buy and construct a home for my parents. So that for that I would be needing around 35 to 40 lakhs if I'll consider price by then, in next 3 to 4 years. And then I need the fourth will be my kids' education, and then for my retirement.
Got it. All right. You mentioned that you want to buy a car. Is the car an absolute necessity? Because I'll tell you what will happen. When you want to buy a car, you may again take a loan. Correct? So if it's a 10 lakh rupee car, you may pay 20-30% as down payment, and the 7 lakh will be a loan. So there you go, right? Let's say you take a 7 lakh rupee car loan. Let's say the interest rate is 10% and the tenure is 5 years. In that case, you have a monthly EMI of another 15,000 that starts. Think about it. You have your home loan, which is worth about 12,500, right? 13,000 almost EMI.
Correct.
Now, as a rule of thumb, one thing that I think you should definitely follow is that you're earning 2 lakhs guaranteed every single month as a household. I'm not counting the bonus. What is 30% of 2 lakhs? About 60,000 rupees. So the EMI should never cross 50 or 60,000 rupees, 25% to 30% of your household in-hand income.
Okay.
So now you have the 14,000 rupee home loan. You have a 15,000 rupee car loan. That is 28,000. And now think about the third thing that you said earlier about the house that you want to build for your parents.
Correct.
You said that will cost about 35, right? So now let me share my screen once again and we'll see how much the EMI for that loan would come up to, right? So this is the home loan calculator. If you're buying something worth 35 lakhs, let's say you take a loan of 25 lakhs, okay? The rate of interest is, let's say, 9% and you take it for 20 years. Then in that case, the EMI is 22,000. And if you take a 30 lakh loan, the EMI is 27,000.
Okay.
So now let's do the math again, right? You're paying 28,000 with your car, with your home loan. And you're paying another 28,000 with your construction loan. That is 56,000.
Yes.
Which is between 25 and 30% of your in-hand household income. You should not go beyond this. This is the limit.
Okay.
Because the moment your EMIs go above 30% of your money, of the money that comes in every month,
Okay.
it can become very stressful. And you should not ideally do that.
Okay. Okay.
So Are you okay with taking on these 2 new loans now? Because to fund those purchases, you'll have to do it.
Maybe
Figure out how
I'll figure out something with car. Maybe I will take a second-hand car or something like that because my kid will be going to school and all. So I was just planning that way. But yeah, I will figure it out maybe if we can cut that down. Yeah.
So now what would happen is from January 2026, you are investing 1.35 lakhs every single month because now even the IDFC loan has been cleared. So the EMI for that also is done.
Okay.
Now you invest that for 2 months, you suddenly have 5 lakh rupees, right? 2.5 lakhs from your existing mutual fund portfolio, which may or may not have grown. And another 2.5 lakhs just saved. That gives you 5 lakhs. So you can very well easily pay that 1.5 odd lakh as down payment for the car. And because now you are otherwise loan free, except for the small 13,000 rupee housing loan, you can get a loan for your car.
Okay.
And the loan for your car, it will cost you about 15,000 rupees for a 7 lakh loan.
Okay.
So does that make sense?
Yes, I think that should be fine. Yeah, but I'll just think that whatever amount I'll be taking the car off, that should be lower. So yeah, I'll keep that intact.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you go, right? So let's say you're doing an SIP of 1.35 lakhs once all loans are over. Then in 20 years, Ayush, by the time you retire, you would have about 27 crores.
Okay.
What I've assumed is a 12% annual rate of return and a 10% annual step up. So as your income goes up, you increase your SIP contribution as well by 10% on average every year.
Okay.
I'm assuming this is January 2026 when you start off investing. Okay. So it's very important to keep that in mind. So Ayush, the first money that you would need is your car down payment. So let's say it's 1.5 lakhs. Inflation is 10%.
Okay.
So this gets satisfied here. What I would invite you to think about is the house that you want to construct for your parents. For that, again, you would need an EMI, correct? And you'd have to make some provision for a down payment. Just because now you have finished paying back all loans, you have to again take a car loan, correct? What I would suggest is wait for at least 2 years before you build that house after 2026. So aim to build it towards the end of 2077 or start of 2028.
At least maybe I can get the plot purchase. So that would be around 20 lakhs, and the another whatever is the amount will be for construction. So for construction, I can wait for maybe 1 year more. But yeah, I am just planning to purchase the plot.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what the challenge is, right? To buy land worth 20 lakhs, you have to at least put in 20% down payment. That's 4 lakhs. If you do that early 2026, which is basically this period, right? Look at how much money you have. Where are you going to take 4 lakhs from? Correct? It becomes very hard. I mean, you may say, okay, I'll just take 4 lakhs maybe, somewhere halfway through the year. But every time what is happening is every time you're building money, you're going to take it out.
Yes.
And a car with a young child, I think, is more important for safety purposes.
Okay. Yeah. Correct.
Because if you delay the purchase of that plot, even construction could be a later thing, but even the purchase, because think about it, just 1 year later, the money that you have invested is now 15 lakhs worth, 16.25 lakhs worth. And this is not the value of the gains. This is the money that you invested. Yeah, that is 16.2 lakhs worth. And maybe then in 2027 sometime, preferably towards the end of 2027, you can go for the purchase plus construction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because what is going to happen is you will get intertwined with EMIs. These EMIs have gotten over, you will go for a different EMI and you're not able to build your savings at all.
Maybe by the time my other of the real estate investment might got free, so maybe I can settle here and there. But yeah, for now I think we can target by 2027, as you said.
Yeah. So let's say you need at that point, let's say halfway through 2027, you need 20 lakhs as down, 20% as down payment, right? So this will get taken out from your investments once again. And even for this amount, right, this 7 lakhs, if we want to accumulate over the next 1.5 year, that is in the next 18 months, that money should be invested in a very safe place because it's such a short-term goal. So you need to save about 35 to 40,000 somewhere in the middle of that per month. So separate SIP out of the 1.35 lakhs that you're investing, 45,000, 40,000 gets invested towards a safer place so that you can fund the purchase of that down payment.
Okay.
And then once this down payment gets settled, then essentially you can again divert that towards equity oriented mutual funds, not bond oriented or arbitrage funds.
Okay.
Now, if you think about it, after the house construction down payment, most of your short-term major goals are done. Correct? You've got a car, you've paid off loans, you've paid for the down payment of the construction of your house and the plot. So now, let's go to the long-term goals, right? Your child's education, then your retirement. So tell me one thing, Ayush, how much money do you think you need for retirement when you eventually retire?
What I have quoted is around 10 CR.
10 CR, got it. All right. So you go, right? You're 32 years old. You retire at 55. Does that make sense?
No, I just want to work until 60.
Maybe
You want to work until
some
60.
business or something like that. I would just try to set up. But
Got it. And you want an income of 1 lakh rupees at that time?
Yeah.
Don't consider inflation, buying power as per today's rate. So today you would be able, whatever you were able to buy worth 1 lakh, you'll be able to buy at that point. At a 7% inflation, let's say. Yeah. And your life expectancy is 90 years, right? So you need now 20 crores, Ayush. You don't need 10 crores as you estimated. You need double of that by the time you retire. Now, let's go back to our calculator here where we are looking at your goals. So right now, after the car down payment, after the house construction, you have about 26 crores that you have left. But one big expense, child education is still left. So your child is 1.5 years old. So after 16 years, they would essentially need quite a bit of money for graduation. Correct? So let's say, when you're 48 is when they would require money. So let's go here. Let's put in 5 lakh rupees, right, for education at a 10% inflation.
Okay.
4 years of education, correct?
Okay.
And what I will do is, I'll say you will work for 26 more years, right? So there you go. Do you want to put in higher education as well, Ayush?
Yeah.
So let's say 30 lakhs of higher education and again 10% inflation. Also, one more important point to note is that this SIP that you're doing, what would soon happen is that the SIP that you're doing may not be as high as 1.35 lakhs because there will be some loans that start, correct? For the home construction, for the car and the existing home loan, which is another 60,000 rupees.
That's it.
So now you're left itself with 1.4 and your expenses worth, if you think about it, the total expenses are around 50,000. So the SIP that you may be able to do would be 90,000 worth, not 1.35 lakhs worth.
Okay.
So now think about it, right? This goes to 15 crores at that stage.
Yes.
Now with 15 crores, how much money would you be able to withdraw at retirement? Around 75,000 roughly. Look, 15 crores is what you need to be able to buy things worth 75,000 when you retire. Yeah.
It is affecting the retirement goal.
It is affecting the retirement goal, and that is again happening because you're taking on that higher loan, right? Because the higher the EMI, the lower you can invest. Correct? So that has to be factored in.
Yes. Okay.
So my role here is to show you the different permutations and combinations and tell you from an outside perspective what and how you should go about things.
Okay. Yes. Getting a point.
Yeah. Because by giving you these scenarios, now you understand, right? How exactly the numbers work out.
Yes.
So Ayush, the entire money that you're investing for the purpose of foreclosing and prepaying your personal loans, all of that money has to be invested in a very safe place and not the stock market. So for that, you can think of bond funds or arbitrage funds. So arbitrage funds are more tax efficient for someone in your tax bracket, but bond funds could also be a good idea right now because longer duration bond funds from good fund houses, they have returned around 10% in the past year because now interest rates are going down across the world, or there are talks of them going down across the world. That means longer duration bonds become attractive. That's why they are returning around 10%. So even after taxes, you may end up making higher returns than an arbitrage fund or a fixed deposit.
Okay.
But it should not be invested in the stock market. It has to be in a very safe place that has zero stock exposure, zero equity exposure.
Okay.
That's also true for the money that you want to save for the down payment of the house construction loan that you want to take. Even that has to go into a very safe place. Yeah. Okay. And for the money that you're investing for your long-term goals, like your daughter's education, then your retirement. All of that money that gets invested in a diversified equity portfolio. So you can tackle that in say 3 ways, right? One is you're very straightforward and strategic about it, where you just say I want to invest in 1 or 2 funds. That is it. So you invest in, let's say, a flexi cap fund or a multi cap fund or a BSE 500 index fund, where you get exposure to large cap, mid cap, and small cap stocks in one go. So about 75-80% of your money goes towards a broad-based fund like this, and the remaining 25-20% goes towards, say, a momentum style investing fund. So a momentum index fund, let's say, it could be a mid cap momentum index fund, it could be a large cap oriented momentum index fund, where you get some diversification. That's style number 1. Style number 2, you are very strategic. You say, I want to invest 33%, and the remaining, so exactly, you'll split everything equally into large, mid and small cap mutual funds. This tends to be riskier because now you have more money in mid and small cap, so your portfolio will move up and down more. Or the approach that you can take is, I'll have a very diversified portfolio. So I'll have in my 90,000 SIP that I'm doing, I'll have about 30%. So that's about 30,000 going into large cap blue chip mutual fund. I have about 10 to 15,000 going into momentum style of investing. So you're left with about 45,000. Out of the 45, another 10-15,000 can go towards gold through a mutual fund, or it can go towards a multi-asset fund, which gives you exposure to different assets. And the remaining 35,000 gets invested in mid caps and small caps equally. So you're building a diversified portfolio of various assets in one go. So that could be a good investing strategy. What about insurance? Do you have health insurance? Do you have term insurance right now?
Yes, that I just want to discuss. Term insurance I have for 1 CR. But still, because as you also know now that the dependency is more over onto me, I just want it for around 3 to 4 CR at least. And for health insurance, I only have the company health insurance as of now. On top of it, I am just planning to have a top up, maybe whatever you suggest. If I can take a top up on top of that, because that is covering my family. But should I take a top up, or should I go with altogether new health insurance outside of?
2 quick observations. First up, what you're thinking is exactly right about term insurance. You have 1 crore right now. It is not enough for the amount of responsibilities that you today have. So bump it up to, I would say, at least get 3 to 4 crores, 4 to 5 ideally, because all these goals are possible as long as you're earning. So I think a 4 to 5 CR cover then is a good idea. Go for a very strategic one for the next 25 years. So till the time you're maybe 55, 60, let's say 60 as a round number. So you pay till 60, you're covered till 60. So it's a very strategic cover, number 1. The second observation is, you said you have health insurance, but you have a company health insurance, and you're thinking of a top-up after that company insurance. I consider having employer insurance as not having health insurance at all, because you only have it as long as you're working at that organization. If you're between jobs, if there's a layoff, if you're, if let's say 10 years later you decide to start a business, but between now and then you develop a life-threatening illness, very few insurers, if any at all, would be willing to insure you at that point, right? Even if it's 5 years later, you develop anything life-threatening, like a cancer, like a heart problem, or some brain problem, or a big injury that's caused because of an accident, because of which there's spinal cord injury. It becomes very hard to get new insurance. But if you have an insurance that you own completely from before, and you keep renewing it, then even if you get a heart attack immediately, as long as you renew it, that cover stays intact. So don't even think about just a top up. Go for a fully independent, privately owned plan for you, your wife, and your child. And for a combination of the 3 of you, you will get a cover of up to 1 crore for around 30 to 35,000 per year. That's about 3,000, 3,500 per month at the most. So I think that is very essential, because almost every Indian household is literally one hospitalization away from bankruptcy. Now think about your situation, right? Let's say your corporate health insurance is not enough because the cover amount would be lower, or let's say you can't use it because you're not working there anymore. And there's a hospitalization that costs 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs. In that case, what's going to happen is you already owe this about 40 odd lakh rupees to people. You may have to take on one more loan, and then paying that back will take one more year,
Yes. Correct.
which will be tricky.
Okay. Done.
Thank you so much for just taking care of my finances.
It's my pleasure, Ayush. So happy to have you on the show to talk to you about the various challenges that you're facing and how you can overcome those challenges as well in a very strategic, pinpoint way.
Yeah.
Glad to have you.
Thank you.